Hi, I'm Ken O'Flynn and we're coming to you live at the Nightly Show from Kia Motors on the Mallow Road. I'm joined tonight by a very interesting young lady, a fitness guru who has been taking the internet by storm here in Cork and Munster in general. I'm Ronnie, welcome to CorkLiveTV, welcome to the Nightly Show, and it's Ronnie Deeny.
Yeah, Deeny, yeah.
So that's an unusual, because I was calling you Denny when you came in.
Yeah, and a lot of people mistake it as Denny, Denny's, and a lot of, the spelling even is actually very unusual because, when people hear Deeny, they think D-E-E-N-E-Y, but as a matter of fact, it's just D-E-E-N-Y, so there's no E. So we're very, apparently it comes from like Northern Ireland, history and all that kind of thing. So we are Irish, back in the day.
Back in the day, because you speak with a non-Cork accent.
No, I don't think so. Well, sometimes I get laughed.
It breaks out.
Yeah, my Americanism, I think, just kind of.
But you're well situated here in Cork for the last
14 years now. So, yeah. So consider myself pretty Irish.
You're an Irish girl.
I am an Irish person, actually.
So tell us about you. You're getting this huge following now on Instagram.
Instagram, yeah, and that all started, about 2 years ago. I mean, I was in second year school, fourth year. Rough time for me, was just very lost in general on what to do. Like a lot of pressure was going on. I was just having anxiety. I actually had depression at some point. I never told anybody about it. Never told my family. Never told my friends. Nobody. I was always just very quiet. It was almost like embarrassment, but like, I just did not know what to do. And I would take, I'd go to school, and I would just take maybe a week or a day off and just go home and just cry about it, just like I wasn't open.
And this was happening to you at 16 years of age? About
15, 16 years, yeah.
Any particular reason why?
It was just huge anxiety. I didn't know what to do with my life, it was just, I think, looking back at it now, it's just, I wish I spoke up to someone. And I have had messages, I'm on Snapchat, everything, I have teenagers coming in, they're like 12 years old, 14 years old, and they're like, I read, a post, whatever year I posted it, about your anxiety, about your depression, and like, I'm 14 years old, I don't know what to do, I just tell them that they need to find someone to talk to, that's definitely like 100% they need to do that. It was a tough time, but then one day I used to have another account on Instagram, and I was skipping through, and I see a very well-known fitness model, Paige Hathaway.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard of her, American, all that kind of thing. And she wrote a post on, I think it was something to do with anxiety and how gym really just helped her. And back then I also played rugby and a few sports, and I was like, well, you know what, I really love sports. When I go onto the field, I forget about school, I forget about people, I forget about what I want to do. I really love sports, so, I was like, maybe I should set up a new Instagram account. Yes, I'm going to be laughed at, maybe, I don't care, whatever, I'm going to set it up, and that's how it started. I started posting maybe some foods, maybe me go running, and then later on I joined the gym, Deeny Douglas. So there's a few more in Blackpool and one in Ballincollig. Mm-hmm. And obviously I was nervous starting gym, and that's normal. Like I get people asking, like, I'm gonna start the gym, but I'm too nervous. But I think my Americanism came in and I started to make friends. We're all very friendly and whatnot. And it's just like, just started to make a lot of gym friends. Realize there's, people that are going through the exact same thing as me. And that's the thing. A lot of people think, I'm the only person who's going through this. You're not. You really aren't. Once you're in the social media of things, you see other people struggling. And you realize sometimes that your problem isn't as big as theirs. You should be a bit grateful, maybe. But you're not the only one. That's the key word here, that you're not the only one.
So you're saying your problems was with anxiety, worrying about everything else.
Just that when what people were thinking,
But when you got into the gym, or when you got involved in sports, that dissipated.
It just disappeared. And I'm not saying...
Now, is that to do with science? Is that to do with the exercise endorphins?
Happy hormones, I think so, definitely, yeah.
Okay.
And that's another thing, like, I get other young teenagers, they're like, I'm going into therapy. That's not doing much. And I'm like, well, what do you love to do? Do you love, I'm not saying go to the gym, you know, fair enough, people don't like the gym, but is there something you absolutely just love to do, like maybe pick up an instrument and all of a sudden your worries go away. Exactly. You know, or like art, or I don't know, basket weaving, whatever it is, just go into it, make something out of it. You know, get people to support you. You know, just like motivate yourself to do something. You know.
Do you mind if I ask you, during that time which was difficult for you, from 16 to whatever time, did you take pills? Did you take the antidepressants?
I did not. No.
You stayed away from all of that.
No, I went to a psychologist once, and it wasn't for me. I looked, I was in the room. I'm not going to say anything, but like I just walked out of it, and I was like, okay, well, that was interesting, but you know, I think I need to be the bigger person here. Just get up there and do what I love.
What you want
just
to
go
do.
with my page. You know, as I said, if you're starting something new, you know, you're always told that you're going to get laughed at. You know, people are going to mock you, like, you know, and you're just going to have to live with that. You're just going to have to keep doing it, because at the end of the day, it's all about you. You know, you have to just.
So when I type into my Instagram account and I want to follow you, I have to. You have a very peculiar name, haven't you?
Littlepeanutbutteron. So.
Where did that come from?
So okay, so when I was a kid, Littlepeanutbutteron. So Ron is Ronnie, you know. Peanut butter, because as a kid I used to love peanut butter, you know, again, here we go. Yeah, not everyone does, but here we go again with the whole Americanism, you know, peanut butter and jelly and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, and then I have a friend over in the States, and her grandmother used to call me Little Peanut because I'm really small. So I was known as Little Peanut, so I'm okay with that.
That's where the name originated from.
Yeah.
So you started this account. You've got thousands of followers now.
Yeah.
And mainly from Munster Irish followers.
I have a lot from England, America, a lot, because you know it's pretty big there. I have some Australian followers, Swedish. I have a bit of everywhere. So it's great, because you know you can just.
So what can people expect to see? You know, we log on to the site, and what can we expect to see? What are you going to be motivating us about?
Like progression, you know, physically, you know, a lot of fitness pages are all physical. Like, oh, we want to see a transformation of, you know, your abs or your back or whatever it may be. Whatever.
Okay.
You know, I do promote that, obviously. But at the same time, I always say it does not have to be a physical change. It could be a emotional change, and a lot of people.
I think that's a very interesting thing about your account, because what you're really coming on here tonight, even promoting, is about mental change, which can be driven from physical, from doing something you love.
Exactly, yeah. And I think a lot of people. I'm not saying you should focus on it 100%, but it's something you should consider. You know, like, you know, rather than worrying about your past. You know, you know, obviously I sometimes remember, you know, everybody remembers the past or whatever, or they're always constantly learning about, you know, being scared about the future and stuff. You should rather just try and focus on where you are right now. For example, myself and you. How are you feeling right now? All that kind of thing. Let's just focus on that, drive your energy into that, and just make the best of it, rather than just focusing on what's going to happen next. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah.
So don't think about the past, don't think about the future, think about the now.
No. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. And it's so true.
It is
so true, because I think even for me, I spend most of my time worrying about what never happens.
Yeah, exactly. You can't do much about it.
He's going to say that.
And it took a while for me to just realize that that's not something I should be focusing on. You know, as again, back to whatever, it was just constant voices. You know, so just focus on the now. And that's what I'd like to, you know, promote mostly for my, you know, on my Instagram page. Yeah. And, you know, if, you know, you'll have people liking your post, you know, maybe they just like it and just scroll on. Do you know how you like something and you don't really read it? But if there's just that one person who actually takes it in, and sometimes I will get messages like, you know, I really took that in, then that just means a whole lot, you know. Even if it's just one person. You don't have to have
because you're helping
loads of people. Yeah.
And I think it's absolutely wonderful that people are telling you that I'm coming from the same situation that you've come from.
I love that, I really
and
do.
I really enjoyed your advice today, because what you're saying is find something that you love doing.
It doesn't have to be sports.
And do that well. It doesn't have to be sports. It doesn't have to be, but it's finding your passion, believing in your passion, and just going out and doing it. And it is a cure for mental health, isn't it?
It is. I mean, okay, you can see the therapist. Go ahead, try it, but at the same time, try and learn how to build yourself up more, you know, and just try that. That's a better, I don't know, it's just a better way
of doing things.
You just become more stronger as a person rather than relying on people all the time. Do you know, there's so many people can tell you, oh, you're great, oh, you're fantastic, you know, all this kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's up to you to say, I'm great, I'm fantastic, without being obviously cocky, but like being confident and being okay with who you are. You know, that's the main goal right there. Like that's.
So Ronnie, what's the next step for you? You have this huge Instagram following. You're 20 years old. You come across as so professional and so kind of complete in life. Yeah. And you're only 20 years. You're only starting out. You're in Stefan Neif at the moment.
I am, yes, CSN. Yeah. I did a personal trainings course last year.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this year got cancelled, which is okay. I mean, I'm doing I'm doing a business course at the moment. This will be my second week, and so far I love it because that is something I really want to do. You know, business and marketing. Looking at marketing more so than anything else right now. But that's my next goal. I'd love to come up with some kind of open up a company of some sort. And have like certain people of certain degrees. They don't have to be just one degree. Let's have a few people come up with one huge idea and make it happen.
Well, you've heard the previous interviewer saying, we have to go and think global. Yeah, you're going to think global.
Definitely global.
Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah. It's been great having you on the show. I really appreciate you coming in and sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
If you're going to give one young person who's feeling a bit depressed, who's feeling a bit down, who's feeling that there's something wrong, what's the words of advice?
Just, you will hear it over and over again. And I'm sorry, I'm going to have to tell you this, but you just have to go and talk to someone, or just find something that you love doing and just do it.
And there's no shame in it.
There's no shame in it. No.
Go and talk to somebody.
No, there's no shame in it.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Guys, thank you so much. And you heard that advice. Please, if you are down in the dumps, if you are feeling depressed, if you are feeling ashamed, or you're feeling whatever you're feeling, go and talk to somebody about it. Because somebody will listen to you, somebody will help you. And remember, it's not as bad as you think it is. Believe me, it's not.
It's not. There's so many other people in the world who are going through the exact same thing.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. Ronnie, it's a delight having you, and thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.